Hi, gang. Thanks for dropping in to see this episode of Media Champions. I'm your host, Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. Today, we are going to talk with Angela Solk with Blippar. She joins us as a subject matter expert today on Media Champions. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for saying yes, and thanks for what you do. You are going to give us quite the education in a short amount of time today. So I'm going to dive right in. You are all things augmented reality. And for people who don't know what that is, I'm just going to tell a story on myself here. I didn't really understand anything about augmented reality until that Pokemon Go game came out. I don't know what,
Yep.
8, 10 years ago. But I do remember, I'm a Beamer girl. And I remember maybe 15, 20 years ago, BMW had a commercial. It was my first taste of augmented reality. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool how they're doing that. And now it's kind of everywhere.
It is. It is. It's an integral part of marketing DNAs.
So when you are coaching people, working with people about augmented reality, tee it up for me. How are you explaining it to them and how it adds value to what they're doing? Because most people know they have a fistful of money. They need to get their brand out. They need to get their story out. Traditional ways of doing it still around, but man, opportunities galore out there that include augmented reality.
Yeah. So when you think about augmented reality, the first thing is if you just break down the words, it's augmenting what's actually happening in your day to day. So the whole purpose and the value of augmented reality is how do you bring more value to the customer, to the brand, to the consumer interaction? How do you make it easier or more frictionless to experience something? So ultimately, what we do is we dive in and it all starts, regardless of whether it's augmented or reality or not, it starts with what is your biggest challenge?
Mm-hmm.
And by understanding the biggest challenge, that's how we can figure out where we play and the piece of the puzzle that we can be.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. It's a puzzle. You're helping the customer connect the dots in ways that they probably never thought of. And with the transition to Web 3.0, let's just dive right into that because it's kind of everywhere. What are you seeing in this transition to Web 3.0?
So, what I'm seeing is that people be more open to living in a virtual world and experiencing a virtual world. And the value of it is if you think, I'm just going to give a really basic example, but it's such a good one. How many times have you gone to a furniture store and measured things out, got it home, and it doesn't fit the way you thought it was, even though you measured it? What if you could actually project that into your home and understand what it would look like before you even bought it? So for me, the reason why I think that augmented reality and Web 3.0 is so valuable is because it's changing how you can engage and it's making a consumer feel more educated and smarter. You can learn more, you can see more, you can experience more, all in the comfort of your own environment. So that's really where I see the true value in the technology. And Web3 is just helping us to break down all the barriers and all the walled gardens to make it all possible.
It seems to me, Angela, that you're having to do kind of double duty with education here because consumers are learning about this. And I think COVID really kind of shoved us into it, right? I mean, think about all the
Correct.
restaurants that you now had to go scan the QR code because they weren't putting out menus anymore. I can't tell you how many times I was out with my 80-year-old mom and she said, I have no idea what this, they want me to scan. But once she got it, it's typical. She loves it. She does it. So you're educating the consumer, but what's it like educating the business owner to engage them in this avenue of creating that relationship with their future customer? Because it's so important.
It is so important, but it has a huge, huge hurdle against it right now because it's so new. And I think to your point, if I go back to your Pokemon point, when it was first launched, it was launched as gimmicky. It wasn't seen as a necessity for building your brand or building your consumer engagement. So it's about how do you get past the gimmick to really integrate it into your marketing mix to be able to connect with your consumer or bring them a frictionless experience in a way that is not being delivered. So, yes, it has a big education experience. And in all honesty, it's revived the QR code. I mean, that's been around for 20 years. It just died a slow death, and now it's been revived.
Right. Yeah, think back to when mobile phones first came out,
Yep,
and there was that notion, oh, it's a gimmick, it's going to go away. Nobody's going to get rid of their landline. I don't know hardly anybody who still has a landline.
correct. That's exactly it. It just takes people a little longer. I would say, by the way, that that probably took a little bit longer to adopt because we're all so married to our mobile devices. And augmented reality now allows you to experience it whether it's web-based or mobile-based. It's agnostic to your device. I think it's going to have a quicker uptick than more some of the trends that we've seen along the way that people were more reluctant to, because this is already integrating into your world. It's just making it easier, and I use the word frictionless, but it's making it just a easier and better experience. And if a brand does that, then as a consumer, you say, well, they get me, they want me to be loyal to them. So I think it's going to really help from a brand's perspective to build that loyalty as well.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what? It's happening. Folks, it's happening. Augmented reality, Web 3.0, it's happening. Just embrace it, right? Angela, we are out of time. I so appreciate you being with us on Media Champions. Do come back so we can continue the discussion, because there are probably another hour's worth of questions I have for you. So we'll just have to continue the discussion.
I look forward to it. Thank you for your time. It was really nice to be here.
Nice to meet you, Angela. And we're going to put so many people in touch with you. The rest of you, you're going to want to connect with Angela and Blippar, because they are cooking with gas, and you're going to want some of this gas, right? So you can find Angela right here by finding us. We're at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. We'll see you next time for more Media Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.